Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi Attack on Titan. Is this EREN? I think it's EREN. Does it say somewhere? I haven't watched this show since season 1. I think it's EREN, and my Japanese is rusty. So, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it's EREN, and the other one is the girl, and the other one is the other guy? I don't know. I think so. Anyway, you guys asked me to review this, so I'm reviewing it. It is probably what you think it's going to be, being a Revoltech figure, but there's some stuff to talk about, so we're going to do it. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package. Standard modern packaging. I know some people love it. I miss fun and creative things. I don't like everything being gray and beige. Nowadays it's kind of unfun. At least the back of the box is nice. I do like that. One thing to note, all the photos here on the back and sides and front, they have his main skin a little bit of a warmer, redder tone, and his joints are actually discolored. So I'm glad that's not a thing on the actual figure, but this is not a thing also, which is unfortunate. But otherwise, it's your standard Revoltech packaging, so we can set that aside. As of the time of filming this video, this guy is in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. If you want to get one, I'll put a link in the description below. He's just shy of 6.5 inches to the top of the noggin. That's going to make him just shy of 16.5 centimeters. Here he is up against Darwin. So scale doesn't really matter because I assume he's Titan-sized. Right? He has to be Titan-sized. Is that a thing? I need to watch Attack on Titan, I guess. I was told that after season 1 it's not good, but then they kept going, so I'm thinking maybe it is good. I have no idea. I haven't been able to look into that, but I'm assuming he's supposed to be Titan-sized, so scale doesn't really matter at all. Unless he's supposed to be human-sized, in which case he will fit in with your Marvel Legends well enough. Question of the day, is Attack on Titan worth continuing? I mean, I'd probably have to start over. I really liked season 1, but a lot of yelling. Anyway, let me know. Alright, let's talk about this guy. I like the shading on this guy. I don't love the skin tone. It's very gray. It's very muted. There's not a lot of saturation in it. I'd like to see it a little bit warmer, a little bit more... This is not based on human colors, by the way. I remember it being this way, and I'll look up some screenshots and see if I'm right. But I remember it not being gray. I remember the Titans being kind of warm colored. So I think it's off. But regardless, it does look nice. The shading is very well placed overall. It's not like absolutely perfect, but it does make the figure look good. And if you didn't notice, I don't have my video super dark. And he looks all right. Like it's not just eating up the light. It doesn't look cheap and transparent like a lot of plastics do on many figures these days. So it looks nice. I think the sculpt work is pretty darn good. We still have the Revoltech knees, which we'll talk about later. I don't know why they do that. There's absolutely no need for it. No need. Okay, that was a good joke, I think. Anyway, his head is a thing to talk about because somebody wanted me to mention. They actually told me to review, asked me to review this and asked me to comment on it. So I will do that. The yelling head is the exclusive part for Hobby Genki. And I hate this model. I hate this model so much. Flame Toys does it with, what store do they use? Whatever. They have a store where they sell their Transformers with exclusive parts. Same thing with Revoltech and Hobby Genki. I'm tired. I did that one time with Ryu Hayabusa. I don't think I'm going to participate in that practice anymore because it really pisses me off that they're using that model for key accessories. The yelling head should be a standard thing, or like on Saitama, he had the Doug Funny head was there. So that kind of thing really, really bothers me. The head that's here is nice, but yeah, we are getting shafted, I think, with these exclusive accessories that only go to one store. I don't care for that at all. I don't understand why a company would do that. It seems to me that they would make more money just selling 2 versions like Figma does with the DX and the standard release, but whatever, that bothers me. But anyway, that's an accessory comment. He looks good. The hair that's there, the face that's there looks good, and so the body looks good. It's mostly naked guy without bits, and so it's pretty well done. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. It actually looks really nice. And if you didn't notice, he doesn't have too much of a hunch, and he can almost put his arms down, so it's for a Revoltech, it's an exceptional piece in terms of just being able to hero pose. People have been telling me from the beginning of me commenting on Revoltech how you don't need a hero pose. It's better because it doesn't have it. You can pose well and have a hero pose, guys. Let me tell you. You can do both. And here it is. His arms aren't perfectly down, but that's pretty much a hero pose, and he can still do the Revoltech posing. So It's a win-win if you're into this figure. Now, as far as accessories go, we already talked about the alternate face. That's a big situation I don't like. So no alternate faces. You do get posable eyes in there. I guess that's cool, but you only get one alternate hairpiece in terms of the head. And it's not that different. Like, it is, but it's not like some crazy windswept thing because it's only the front part. So I think that kind of blows. And then for hands, you get the hands that come out in the package, and then a few other ones, not much. I do like, I guess it's like steel something? I don't know. It looks like that DC guy, what's his name, Metamorpho or something like that. Looks cool. You get that. It's nicely done. And then you get the display stand. Very few accessories, so I'm gonna go 5 out of 10. It's not very much at all. And now it's time for the articulation. Well, unfortunately, one of the key articulation points is a problem, because as soon as you try to move his head, it falls off. This plan that they had to connect the face to the hair is not a good one. So that tab right there at the top, that tiny little tab is what holds the hair onto the head. And the face tabs into the hair, which is also a small tab. So you might guess that falls out too easily, and you would guess correctly because it does. Because this is not like the most rigid plastic. And you can see the socket has barely any material, so it doesn't have a snug fit. And when you try to move it, try to pose it around, you get this loose piece of hair in here, but it gets in the way. It doesn't give you that much room to actually pose the head. And even just wedging it on is kind of a pain in the butt. Really force it on there, but then it pops off with the slightest touch. It's already not connected all the way. You can see it's disjointed, and it does fall off super easy. You can obviously avoid that, but that is very frustrating because this hairpiece, when you put the face on, that's on all the way right now. As soon as you wiggle this, it pops the face out. Because that's all the room the hair has until you move it. As soon as you try to move it, it pops it off. You can work around it, but it is something to be aware of. So you get limited posability. When you lean his neck back, you get a big gap that... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I just bumped it a little bit. When you lean it back, you get a big gap in the neck area by the collarbone. Leaning it forward does work, so that's okay. No side to side really on the neck itself, but the head can move around well if you're willing to fight with that face popping off. So just fight with it and you'll be okay, but yeah, it's already off again. It's really a pain in the ass, and frankly, if you don't have the alternate face and you really don't need that extra hair piece, which does very little, I would glue this sucker. just glue it all up so that you can't pop the face off, because it's super frustrating. Anyway, let's get on with the articulation. His sliding joint here on this side doesn't work that easily. I can force it. It does look pretty good for what it is. They didn't line up the muscle striations as much as I would have liked, and I know that they can't do it perfectly, but they don't quite line up ever. They're close here, but then the paint's off, and the texturing is off, and then they don't really line up back here either. It's fine. It's like standard for Revoltech. They do work pretty well in terms of articulation, though. They go back pretty far, and they go forward pretty far. And mine was stiff when I first got it, that's what she said. But now it's loose, and it works pretty well. And yeah, it's nice. I mean, you would think the articulation would be good on what is almost literally a naked human body. It should be fine. For the shoulders, we do still have the standard Revoltech stuff going on. One of the best examples, I think, without shoulder pads to make this look good in a neutral pose. Of course, once you raise it, you get all that going on, which is unfortunate, but he's not a bad looking release because the shoulder does cover most of that. It's pretty damn functional without being super ugly for a Revoltech, and of course you can do janky stuff like that, just don't if you're going to be able to see it. But you do get your ball hinge and ball peg combo, which does offer rotation up at the shoulder, and then you get your really offset, I guess to help the sculpt, I mean it definitely is, bicep swivel, which is kind of a pain in the ass, but it looks better than Ryu Hayabusa's. Ryu's shoulders were pretty whack compared to this. I said whack, that's right, that's how old I am, and I think this would have been better. These arms look nicer than Ryu Hayabusa's, and that's unfortunate for me because I really like Ninja Gaiden. So the elbows are the same, ball hinge with a ball peg, a little bit of play down here. If you do it like this, you get lots of range. If you want to make it look better, you get less range. Pretty much standard Revoltech stuff. Same thing for the wrists. Do the hands pop off too easily? I've seen way worse from Revoltech, so that is okay by me. Now for the torso, we are using modern Revoltech joints. So it's ball pegs straight through, no weird ball hinges and ratchets and things. He just leans back really well, a little bit gappy if you go too far, leans forward, there goes that face again, really well. Again, a little bit gappy if you go too far, but you can choose to go as far as you want. That's what she's... No, we're not going to go there. All right, so it's just really good. It's ball pegs, and then we have a floating piece to hide some gappage. Obviously, you're going to get your rotation and stuff. It's a nice torso. Most Revoltech torsos nowadays are just the way to do it. I've been advocating for ball peg torsos and necks since the beginning of all time. Not really, but almost. And so I love this. Now, their hips, his are really loose. I don't know if they're over-lubed. I don't see any lube in there, but they do feel loose. But going out to the side, you don't need to do as much of the Revoltech shimmy as you normally do. He does have a sort of weird crotch area when you go out to the side, but you don't have to use the thigh swivel as much as some figures. And yes, we do still have that angled thigh swivel, but I guess that's just the way it goes. His crotch is soft enough that you can bring his leg up pretty much horizontal with just a little bit of crotch flex, so that's good. Going back is basically not a thing. And yes, you do have the really weird thigh swivel. I don't know why they do that. You really don't need to. You already can get enough range out of everything without the thigh swivel, so that's strange. Yeah, his hips are a little bit loose. Now for the knees, we have the single jointed knee, which I do like. This is not one of the best looking examples. There's a whole lot of extra space that doesn't need to be there. They could have fleshed that out. Some of you will understand why I chuckled. They could have fleshed that out a little bit better, but it still functions. But the kneecap, you don't need that. It doesn't even look like a kneecap when it's up. Make it look like a kneecap when it's here, and keep it snug so that when you bring it down, it's just a kneecap. It makes no sense to have it do that. That's just, I don't understand why. These appear to just be a swivel on this figure, which is fine. That'll help with the ankle posing, so that's alright. Then the ankles do go really far back, and not that far forward. Ankle rocker is decent. This will help get that where you need it to go. And then the toe hinge is well sculpted and well placed. They did use a metal pin, so it should be nice and stiff. It's not as stiff as I would like, but it'll do. So his articulation, it's maybe not the best Revoltech ever in every aspect, but it does work pretty well. I'm going to go, I could say 9, but he's got loose hips and the face falls off. I'm going to go 8. I'm going to go 8. I still think Spider-Man is the reigning champ of the ones I've reviewed anyway. I've heard Black Panther is good, but I haven't reviewed it. But yeah, it's a good one, for sure. This is a nice pickup if you're a Revoltech fan, if you're an Attack on Titan fan, if you're a fan of kind of weird, naked, almost zombie-looking, werewolf-y, weird elf people. There's all kinds of things going on with this character design. So if you like this, the figure's not bad. I'm going to give it an overall rating of, I'm just going to go 8 out of 10. The loose joints and limited accessories do bug me, and especially with the face falling off. It's off again. But yeah, there's definitely enough to like here. This is one of their better releases. If it didn't have the QC issues. With the QC, it's harder to say that, but it's still solid. So that's it from me, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.